guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kritika. Hope you guys are all doing great and having a good weekend. So what I have here is my GMAT prep, my MBA school prep. I have mentioned this in the past. I am trying to go to an MBA school either this year or starting of next year. Still kind of debating. So just wanted to share some tips with you guys, tell you guys more about it. Many people don't know about why, an MBA is required or why the GMAT is required. There are questions, and because I have been studying for so long and I've done so much research on it, I thought, why not, tell you guys and share with you guys all the things that I know. And if you guys have any questions, you can ask me as well. But this is like the perfect time for me to study. So I'll be answering 4 or 5 questions that will give you a big gist of what the GMAT entails and what it's about. So in front of me, I have the GMAT test structure opened, and I'll give you a brief on what I mean by this test structure. There are 4 sections on the GMAT. One is the analytical writing assessment, which kind of measures your ability to think critically and to communicate your ideas. So there's an essay. Then you have the integrated reasoning section, which measures your ability to analyze data and evaluate information presented in multiple formats. Basically, there could be a chart, there could be a paragraph testing any category. There's no specific category, but it could test anything. And it's just seeing that, are you able to answer questions based on that given set? So if there's a chart, then there'll be like a bar graph or something, right? You have to be able to answer those specific questions based on that. And it's not just one question, it's 3 questions. So you have to get all 3 right to get that question, marked as complete. Otherwise, if you get even one wrong, that whole question kind of like nullifies. Then the 3rd section is the quantitative reasoning, which measures your ability to analyze data and draw conclusions using reasoning skills. So math, to sum it up, math. And it's, from what I've heard, it's like up till your 10th grade math. So it doesn't get too complicated, doesn't go into calculus and stuff, but you still do have to have those basic like functions, and you have to know the formulas, and what are those called? Like, you should know your Pythagorean theorem, and whatever all that is, right? You have to know your math skills. Then the 4th section is your verbal reasoning, which measures your ability to read and understand written material. So you should be able to do sentence correction, sentence completion, reading comprehension, just like understanding like paragraphs and stuff like that, right? So the point of this is they just want to test 4 different categories, and I think that's how they will judge your exam score. I know that the writing assessment is a different score and your integrated reasoning is a different score. Those are 2 different scores, and your quantitative reasoning and verbal reasoning go as 1 score, and that's out of 800. So 800 is the total score only for those 2 sections, and different schools have different requirements for what scores are accepted. So you may have to check on your specific college that you're aiming at to look at their score requirements. So next question is the structure of the GMAT exam. Now, GMAT stands for Graduate Management Admission Test. Okay, the GMAT has 4 separately timed sections, and you will have 2 optional 8-minute breaks during the exam. The first one, the analytical writing assessment, the essay one, you have 30 minutes, and there's only 1 question, right? So you have to just answer that question, the analysis of an argument. Then you have your integrated reasoning, which is 30 minutes, that's what you're given, and you have 12 questions. And those are 2-part analysis. Those could be multiple source reasoning, those could be table analysis, graphics interpretation, anything. Then you have your quantitative reasoning, which is 62 minutes. You have 31 questions. Those are data sufficiency and problem solving. Then you have your verbal reasoning, which is 65 minutes and 36 questions. Those could comprise of reading comprehension, critical reasoning, and sentence correction. So like I mentioned before, those are the question types, but these are the timings you have to give your specific exam under. So another question that I have had people ask me is what is required in MBA, like in going to an MBA. So first of all, most schools in the US do require your 4-year bachelor's degree from any US institution or international equivalent, anything. You have to have a minimum of 2 to 3 years of work experience, and you have to have your resume, you need to have a personal statement, you need to have 2 letters of recommendation, and you have to give your proof of English proficiency. So you can give a TOEFL, and there's a minimum score that you can look on their school website to find out. So paper-based and computer-based for the TOEFL exam have different requirements, so you may have to look at that in detail. And a GMAT score over 600, but that's preferably. So you have to look at your specific school once again. But those are requirements. Now, you can give the GMAT in advance. That exam score is valid for 5 years. So what people do is they come right out of their undergrad and they give their exam because they know that they're in that student mentality. So they're able to give that exam and then they can keep that score until they go to like an MBA school. But a GMAT is required. And it basically, the GMAT basically measures your skills and the skills that were taught in your school. It is relied by most graduate business schools worldwide, so you kind of do have to take it wherever you go. It is very, very important to take. Acceptance rates can vary from different schools depending on what school you want to go to. And the difference between GMAT and a GRE is that the GRE is required for admission to most graduate schools and to a growing amount of business schools as well. But the GMAT is required for admission to most business schools. They have different test structures, they have different test formats, they are scored differently as well. So yes, also good tip, in a GMAT, there's no calculator allowed. So another tip there. So most schools actually, they have practice tests you could give for the GMAT and the GRE. You could try those out and see which one is better for you. And if your specific school does take GRE. Most schools will take GMAT for sure, I know that. But I don't know about GRE. If you really want to look at it, I know most business schools will have like a requirements box that has everything that you have to apply, and you could easily like see if they require GMAT or if they take GMAT. And if they do, and if you think on the practice test that you could score better on the GRE exam, go for it. Okay guys, also a big recommendation that I would like to give is look at mba.com/exams/GMAT for advice on basically everything that you probably have questions on. This is talking about the GMAT exam. You can register here. You can register as a test taker with disabilities. You can compare different test centers to the online exam. Basically because of COVID right now, they are having some test centers that are open, but they also have the exam online. So I think that's what this is for. You can find test centers here, exam structure. You can download the handbook. There are practice exams, score reports, student experience, some videos here, and a bunch of things here. Identification that's required, test center rules, decisions and everything. And to top it off, over here they have everything like exam prep. You have quizzes, you have why a business school, student experience, career explorer, your salary, what your salary could be after doing the MBA, programs. Different schools have different programs, but this is just kind of telling you things around you that are kind of like centered around every school. So every school does have different programs, but there are some programs that are kind of required for every MBA program to have, and that's what this is talking about. You can find master's program, executive programs. Oh, and by the way, there are executive MBAs, and those are for people who have 5 or more years of experience. Connect with schools. You can attend MBA events, tours, how to apply, contact us. There's everything here. Okay. And another thing that I almost forgot to cover is that MBA does have 3 different programs you could go to. So there is the full-time MBA program, which is you leave your job and you come and do MBA for 2 years. So it's 2 years, and that summer you do an internship. Or you could do the executive program, which is 5 or more years of work experience. And you have your part-time, so your evening MBA, which is you do your normal work life, and then after work, you do your MBA. So those are the 3 different programs that are offered. Almost every school will offer those 3 options. The last thing I wanted to share with you is the book. I use this book. It is a little older version. It's the 2019 version, but I've been using this book to study. It's really nice, guys. There's like practice exams, and it's huge, but it's so nice. There's answers, there's answer explanations, there's questions, and this book actually has like the actual legit questions that were given in GMATs before. So you can't go wrong with this book. So this is really nice. I've basically finished this whole book, and I take my notebook, I take my notes, and I take my laptop with me whenever I study. So my little study section. So that's all I had to share with you guys. I hope you guys found this to be helpful. And I hope I could answer as much as as much as I know. I have been studying for a while, so I do know quite a bit. Obviously not everything, but if you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask me. You can either ask me on Insta or you can ask me in the comments. I'm open to anything, and yeah, that's it. All right, guys, I will see you later. Don't forget to like, comment, share with your family and friends, subscribe, and hit the bell notification icon for the latest updates to my channel, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.